Luc Morant is the head of banking and corporate markets at SWIFT. Also with us is Brigitte de Wilde, head of AML and sanctions initiatives at SWIFT, and Ellie Lasker joins us as well. He is the head of corporates at SWIFT. So thanks very much to all of you for being with us. Let me start with you, Luc, first of all. What are the key banking topics? What should everybody be focusing on?
I think four main points I would like to say. One is that you will hear a lot about compliance. You just mentioned that in your introduction. Clearly a hot topic for industry. First time that we'll be very kind of bold about that in terms of things we can do, and we look forward to engaging with our community. So Brigitte will cover the compliance forum, that's new, and we hope that this will trigger quite a lot of discussions. Second point, you mentioned it as well, corporates are very important topic to us as well at SWIFT. We are celebrating the number 1,000 corporates connected to SWIFT this week, much more to come, and again we look forward to engaging with our customers on that. Third thing, and us being in Asia, of course, it is important, is the growing role of Asia in general. Definitely on the trade side, we'll talk about that. Asia plays a leading role in terms of global trade, innovation in terms of instruments, and also we will want to talk about the RMB, the Chinese currency, and the significant rise that we see on that. And lastly, we're trying something new this year at Sibos on the banking side, which is a thought leadership exercise with the Boston Consulting Group. We have 4 sessions that we run together with the Boston Consulting Group on a variety of banking topics, such as mobile payments, emerging payments in rapidly developing economies, as well as organization models. So quite a heavy agenda on the banking side.
Yeah, lots. You're going to be tired by the end of this week,
Looking
for sure.
forward.
And we mentioned the compliance forum, at which you are very much involved in.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that, because it's the first year, isn't it?
Yes. So in fact, last year we had, I think, 1 session on regulation and how to comply without breaking the bank. I think it was one of the best attended sessions. But so from that, we learned that there's a lot of interest, a lot of concern from the institutions, and we've managed to put together a 2-day agenda with compliance topics. So we're very proud to invite for the first time some compliance officers. I think it's a new audience for Sibos, but it's very important if we're going to help the community to have, to initiate the dialogue between the compliance people and the operational people, with the compliance people and the business people, and also with the regulators. So it's getting, all these discussions going. That is going to help us go forward.
But can they actually do it without breaking the bank? I mean, a lot of the people that we've been talking about and talking to this morning about compliance and regulation has been about the high level of cost involved and time of people that they can't actually focus strategically on their business.
Well, I think this is where mentalities are changing, things are evolving, and really banks today are really ready to collaborate. We've seen that a couple of years back, SWIFT was not investing really for solutions in this area because it was kind of a bit of a sensitive area. Today we've launched 2 services related to sanctions, which was quite sensitive and very well perceived by the community, because they all realize it's non-competitive, it's costing an arm and a leg, they all need to comply, and there's no value in complying better than your neighbor. So this is why I think without breaking the bank, we'll get there if banks collaborate, and I think we can play a role there. This is the whole idea about the compliance forum. I think it's such an important topic that we've even had Adam Zubin, who is director of OFAC, who's going to be doing the opening of this compliance forum. So just to show, well, it's a really important matter, and I think there's more to come.
More to come, okay. And corporates is back, I understand. The corporate forum, tell us about that.
So this is our 7th corporate forum. And it's also our largest corporate forum. We will have 250 corporates attending. This is unseen, I would say, at Sibos, whereas previous years we would have 100, 120 corporates. Now we get to 250. While the problems that will be discussed are typically the problems that are being addressed today in corporate treasuries, being discussed in corporate treasuries, looking at reduced cost, reduce risk, reduce the cost of funding. Therefore, corporates are really looking to have a really good understanding, a good visibility of their, their positions with their different banks, looking at, a way to streamline their connectivity. Also this year we're introducing a number of trade topics, whereas the previous year was very much focused on cash. Today we become much more exhaustive, introducing subjects like trade, supply chain, also EBAM. We'll be talking also about our solution 3SKey. So in terms of coverage, it has become quite complete.
Okay, what for you then, if I can just ask each of you, what for you will be some of the things that you think Swift can really provide the most important help to banks over the next year?
I think to me, without any doubt, I think the compliance field is where we can really help the banks with a major issue. That would be my key takeaway.
Okay, and how? How specifically?
Well, we have a number of proposals on the table where we would like to get kind of feedback from our community. We believe we can step up significantly our profile, and we are looking forward this week to understand a bit better what should be the key priorities. So we are full of ideas. We are looking for guidance in terms of which one should we work on first, but we really have plenty of ideas.
Okay, so watch this space.
Well, I'm definitely going to say compliance. I mean, that's my main activity at Swift. I think that the first signals that we're getting is that there's a lot we can do with standards, standardization of a number of activities in this area, standardization of sanctions. I mean, a number of initiatives around standards, and also around data, helping the banks sharing data, exploiting data. So I think these are two really major directions in which we can help.
And over the next 12 months for corporates,
how will Swift help them? And yes, with corporates, I think we've just scratched the surface. Luc was mentioning that we connected 1,000 corporates. Just to give you an idea, well, most of these corporates are very large organizations. They've connected, a number of subsidiaries, meaning that overall today you would see like between 40 and 50,000 legal entities sending their traffic through Swift. That's 30% of the market of large corporates, 10 billion and above. In other words, there is still a lot more corporates to connect, and yes, there will be a continuous focus on standardization. That's for sure. Just again to help corporates streamline the communication with their banks.
Okay, well we'll leave it there. Thanks all very much for joining us.